wham bam, thank you Kilt-Man. And then she just waltzed out of my life. Well, you live and learn, you drink some more, and then you meet somebody else. And ain't that the... Hey, folks, glad you can make it. Cheers, y'all, and welcome to Kilty's Tavern. Yes, it's going strong. And in case you're wondering why I'm slightly overdressed for the occasion, i.e. I've got sleeves on, well, all will become apparent. But this is a very exclusive dump, as it were. So, if you've got one, raise it. Cheers. Cast your minds back to 1922, if you can. And of course, F.W. Murnau made Nosferatu, the silent classic version, the illegal, unauthorised version of Dracula. And it's now since become a legendary movie, one of the linchpins, one of the cult iconic foundation blocks of horror cinema as it is. And the appearance, that rodent-like, hideous, completely desiccated, shrunken in, baldy, pointy-eared, rat-faced vampire that is Count Graf Orlok, played by the great Max Schreck, who looked no fucking different without the makeup on, is truly wonderful, wonderful creation. Klaus Kinski went on to recreate that for Werner Herzog for the 70s remake of Nosferatu, which is a great film in its own right, not quite as spellbinding as the original, and he's not quite as terrifying either, but the most terrifying version, adopting that look, that baldy head, those pointy ears, those piercing feral eyes, and those weird teeth, was of course in Salem's Lot. Yeah, Barlow the vampire. Incredible, incredible stuff. But there are many, many masks of Nosferatu. Lots of different companies have tried this. I've had several in the past. I think I did do a video unboxing one particular Nosferatu mask, and I think that culminated with me just hurling that piece of latex crap across the room, never to be seen again. And in fact, I was going to bring that down and say, look at this piece of shit, and look at this great one. But I can't find that piece of shit. Probably a good thing. So, but I have just taken delivery of a fabulous Nosferatu mask, one that is infinitely better than what I showed you previously, and it's made by Ghoulish Productions. Ghoulish Productions. I've sung their praises many, many times. They are, without a doubt, probably my favourite mass mask producers going. You've got Trick or Treat Studios who do a sterling job, and I have the vast majority of my masks are Trick or Treat, and they're wonderful too. Rubies, lately I've had some not bad stuff off them, so I can't really knock them as much as I would normally do. Zagoni, awesome stuff. And then of course you go on to your independent mask makers, and I've seen a fair few of Nosferatu masks made by these guys, and of course they're wonderful, but they're very expensive. And if you can afford them, and if you're patient enough to wait for them to be made for you and sent out to you, great. I lack both the funds and the patience, so I bought one from Ghoulish Productions. What? Show you the fucking mask. Yeah. I'm getting to it. By the way, I did a little video just before this as a tribute to the great Sir Ian Holm, who sadly passed away yesterday, and I was discussing his many roles in movies, and what I wanted to find and have on show at the time was this little figure of him there as Bilbo Baggins, off on his first adventures. Yes. So, but I forgot, he's here now. He's made a guest appearance here now. And another figure you may have noticed looming up in the foreground there is the old McFarlane Masters of Cinema. No, that's a movie series, isn't it? McFarlane's Toys, Titans of Terror. I don't know what it's fucking called. But it had things like Terminator 2, Evil Ash from Army of Darkness, and it had a fabulous figure of Nosferatu. Here he is now. It's obviously Todd McFarlane's rendition, with the big frock coat on, the very skeletal look, very emaciated. The actual figure itself came with like a diorama where you'd fix him in there, and it was teeming with rats because, of course, Nosferatu is pestilence. He brings the plague wherever he goes. Rats just love this guy. And he's the Pied Piper of the underworld, you know. And the thing about them figures from McFarlane, as beautiful as they are, they're fucking bastards to try and stand up. Yes, they come with little stands of their own, but they don't fucking work. And this is by far the worst. That stand there is a stand that I and my friend Lee Van Keith, we produced them many moons ago, back in 1999, 2000, and we had our own company. And for everyone who was struggling to get their figures to stand up, we came to the rescue until George Lucas said, "Stop what you're doing immediately. The Force is not with you, and I'm not impressed." But it works on this bastard here because they carve them and sculpt them in such a way that they're in the most preposterous of stances, and you just can't, honest to God, you cannot get them to stand up. "Oh, well, Kilt-Man, they're collectible things. You should leave them in the packaging." Shut up. Anyway, here's the mask. Yeah, I had almost forgotten. So this is by Ghoulish Productions. The tag is here, is there. If you look on the back, it does say Nosferatu on that little white stamp there. Now, it's not a full head mask, and I can tell you why that is. Because you're meant to, if you're going to wear it as a costume, you're going to be Nosferatu, then you need something like this, with its collars up, you know, and like a frock coat with lots of buttons all the way up and down it. This is not quite the same style, but it's very similar, and it'll do. Here he is. Here he is, folks. Pointy ears, check. Yes. Rodenty teeth, check. Just had a meal, you betcha. Very emaciated, very pale, very drawn in, very sunken, check. Jiffy bag for eyes. Of course not, don't be silly. Here he is, folks. As you know, with Ghoulish Productions, the detailing and the finish is always exquisite. Even though this guy is undead, there is a sort of shimmering life to the finishing colour, shade and texture. I don't know how they do it, whether it's some form of lacquer or what, I don't know. I don't know how these things are made. I just buy them, display them and wear them. And but they do, certainly Ghoulish have this fantastic way with mouths with eyes. Now I know there's no eyes in this one, but take my word for it. But the detailing and that finish is unique to them, without a doubt. And look at it. There's something about this particular visage which strikes me not so much as being terrifying, but kind of tragic. He is a shrunken, haunted, lonely old rat man. And, you know, can't be a very nice life living up there in your secluded castle up there in the Carpathian Mountains, just over yonder from the Borgo Pass. You don't get many visitors. And so, you know, doesn't drink wine. Don't drink whiskey, do you? Because there's not enough for you. Doesn't eat much except for, you know, his sanguinary taste in red corpuscles. But so it can't be a nice existence. And certainly in Nosferatu, and in all the Draculas that are really worth it, you get that impression. He's a tormented soul. He's as much a victim of his own predicaments and circumstances as anyone that he puts the bite on. Not a nice existence. Yes, he's terrifying. Yes, he's got powers. But, you know, is he happy? Or any of us? I'm getting happier by the minute. I'm going to get you out of the way so you guys can see him. Look at this. There's a bit of a sort of a used condom look to his nose there. A bit of a saggy, full nib. You know what I mean. but but it is exquisitely detailed. As I say, it's not a full head mask, not a full deluxe one. You're talking 3/4 there, and as I'm saying, that's because if you're going to wear it, then you're going to wear it with some kind of high collar at the back, some kind of frock coat, a cape or whatever. You're going to disguise that. And for someone like me whose hair cascades in ridiculous curls down the back of his neck, that is a bit of a problem, because that's not a look that Nosferatu, particularly sports, is it? But I think it's an exquisite mask. For those of you that like these things, it does have stamped into it on the left ear, made in Mexico is there, which you do get on a lot of these. On the inside, there is a massively smudged pumpkin. A lot of them have like a pumpkin emblem stamped into them. It is, trust me, that's the pumpkin there. But it is massively blurred. There are no initials or signings that I can see anywhere. So folks, this has just turned up, by the way, so I just threw the coat on, found my Nosferatu figure, and then as luck would have it, he had him. He was holding Bilbo hostage, and I could have done with that figure earlier. But look at it there. That's a lovely profile. That captures it certainly. Let's try on that side. Yes, I'm liking that a lot. The ears, they don't go out too far. There are some masks of Nosferatu where the ears just keep on growing and growing and growing. I know, like in real life, your ears and your nose hairs don't stop growing, weirdly enough. But yeah, they are really ridiculous, overblown things. More like a bat, crazy bat-like creature than Nosferatu, who is very definitely more rat than bat. So these are kind of respectable, more Vulcan-like ears, and they are they're tucked in a fair bit more as well, as you can see. A fair bit of contour, some frownage etched into the sculpt there. See the lips and the teeth. There's a lovely, lovely sheen. So the blood looks great. Another thing about Ghoulish Productions is they do fabricate the blood really well, and it seems to retain that proper thick red glisten. It's darker. It's not vivid. We're not talking technical or CGI blood here. We're talking proper rivers of gore. Yeah. As I say, the back doesn't come down too far. But hey. Oh, put it on. Put it on. Of course. Now, I did try putting this on just before I started recording, and to my surprise, this is an incredibly small mask, and I'm surprised by that because most masks you get are way too big, and I've said before many times, although there's a fair bit of acreage going on in the cheek domains of my visage, my actual noggin, up here is very small, so most masks are they're like cathedrals sitting on my shoulders. But this, I had a bit of trouble getting it on, and I was like, oh my god, I bought the child size by mistake. It isn't a child size, there's only one size for this. But I'm going to try and get this. This will be very awkward. I should actually leave the shot and put this on and just, in fact I am. Let's do this right. Yeah, okay. You might hear me screaming and grunting as I'm trying to get it on. Oh, bloody hell. It's tougher than I thought.
I would say I am Dracula, but since this is a silent movie, I'll just mime it. Hey! It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. Ugh, it is tight on my face. I mean, the best effect, I think, is from the side, certainly, where you're getting that ear, you're getting that profile. What is it? And she goes, oh. No, don't open those curtains! Oh. Like the BBC's new version of Dracula, sunlight has no effect at all. It was all in my mind.
Whoa! Yeah, that is super tight, that, folks. You've got a big head. I'm not talking ego here. If you've got a big cranium, you're screwed with that mask. You're going to have trouble with it. You may have to do the cardinal sin of actually slitting that further up. No, it's more for display. But then again, you've got to admit that with the proper costume on, like, that is going to look quite spectacularly good. Because that is a good version. It's not exactly not realistic. It's not exactly a totally faithful look of the Max Schreck look. It's not totally faithful to the Klaus Kinski look. Nor is it totally faithful to the Willem Dafoe version from Shadow of a Vampire, in which he played Max Schreck, making Nosferatu. But he was actually a vampire as well. But that is still a great mask, without a doubt. Great quality, good sculpt, fabulous detail on it. Holds its shape remarkably well, as a good mask should do, without the need for excess baggage to fill out its softy spots. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I saw it and I thought, oh, that's a much better Nosferatu mask than what I've had before, and it trounces many that I've seen elsewhere. So Ghoulish Productions have come up with another winner. A little bit small, perhaps, but that is a great mask. What I will say as well, and you probably may have detected that, when I wore it, there's quite a bit of your own eye skin on show there, which you can sort that out, obviously. But it tends to give the mask a bit more pathos as well. He is less threatening, less frightening. A countenance, see what I did there? Than, say, Christopher Lee or anyone who's played Dracula or any undead vampire lord, tends to be more threatening. There's definitely a sadness to this particular face because it looks sort of shrunken and he looks like he's been through. Maybe he's not happy about that. Last orders, if you please. Do your talking while you're walking. That, by the way, was my lovely replica wolf head cane from the Wolfman, courtesy of my good friend Steve. Yes, it's going everywhere with me at the moment. It almost levelled the bar. Yes, werewolves are better. Werewolves are far better than vampires. But yeah, so it seems to have a more shrunken in, a more haunted, harassed look. He does not look as scary, as intimidating as a lot of other vampires do. And that is weird in one way, because this guy, Barlow in Salem's Lot, was absolutely freakishly terrifying. And it is pretty much the same look as this. Folks, bear with me 1 second. Another package has just arrived. You might have guessed. What is it? Another mask. I'll show you that later. That's a first, isn't it? How many times have I done videos where I'm going, oh, this thing hasn't turned up, this this hasn't turned up, it was due a week ago, oh, it's on the way, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's turned up while I'm doing a video. Yeah, you'll see, whatever's in there, you'll probably see that at some point. Because, truth be told, I've forgotten what it is. Never a good sign when the guy is actually ramming it through the letterbox. No, don't make up your own versions. Ramming the package through. He knocked on the door. In the current COVID climate, they're supposed to like just knock on the door, put it on the doorstep, wait for you to arrive, and then go, hey, cheers, and skedaddle, so you can pick it up. Not knock on the door and then try and ram what is clearly possibly a fragile thing, which could be all misshapen now and bashed up and, you know, dishevelled, thanks to him. Anyway, back to the case in point. This one turned up with no hassle, no trouble whatsoever. And it is, as I say, taking another tour around Nosferatu. Yeah, Reggie Nolder played the Barlow vampire in Toby Hooper's adaptation, two-part adaptation of Salem's Lot, Stephen King, back in 1979. And it still stands the test of time as being a wonderful adaptation of Stephen King, and an incredibly scary vampire monster in it as well, because he is like nothing else. And the actor Reggie Nolder had very sunken in cheeks. He suffered quite horrific injuries when he's younger in life, and it made him end up portraying villains on screen throughout the rest of his life. His face was scarred, his cheeks were sunken in. He just was literally like an arrowhead of a face, and it made him perfect for playing this. All they had to do was just put the ears on him, put some contact lenses in, and just paint his face grey, and Bob's your auntie's live-in lover. But there you go, folks. Well, this was like a little eventful mass review, wasn't it? Slightly different. See, normally I'd be sitting there in a different room with the music playing, but because I'm loving the bar so much, I'm just trying to spend as much time here as I possibly can until the real pubs and bars actually reopen again. So, folks, there you go. Nosferatu from Ghoulish Productions. A wonderful mask. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth investing in. You just want to try to make sure that you don't fatten the face out. It should be. That's really good. You're missing out. That ear is definitely seems to be, you know, hiding away there, but it should be pinched. It should be emaciated. Really good though. Really good. You can definitely work on this and, you know, get it. If you've got a great big, you know, pizza face, as in big and round, a big moon head, then, you know, you're going to ruin the effect of this completely. But yes, I'm very happy with it. I like that it's not symmetrical as well. I hate things to be symmetrical. No one's face is symmetrical. We've all got little bits and bobs going on our skin, you know, and what have you. But so you've got these little dimples, but they're not in the same places, and one slightly deeper than the other. It just gives it character. It gives it, you know, a bit more individuality. But folks, let me know what you think. I'm very impressed. As I say, that ear seems to be hiding away. Look at that. That is great, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. So, folks, before my wolf-headed cane rakes any more damage across the environment, I'm going to call it a day on this one. So, in the meantime, and indeed the in-between time, please stay happy, stay healthy, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Have a drink or two. Invite strangers across your threshold, but make sure they enter of their own free will. And then you can do with them whatever you want. So, I'm going to see you all later. And because I'm in a silent movie, I'm just going to mouth my final line.